It's Malachi Church versus State. You know why Trump did the deal with Saudi Arabia? Do you know why he put his hand on the globe, that whole thing? I'll tell you why. They were fairly close to pulling out of the petrodollar and supplying them with different aspects of arms, which we've done in the past. Oliver North, ring a bell? These types of deals that were drawn up by Trump and the Saudis were to continue utilizing the American dollar as a petrodollar. And that was it, because BRICS has been, working to devour and with all the oil in Iran and different places like that, they were looking to create their own, which they are. They're creating their own currency. But, however, the reason why he had his hand on the globe is to show that the American dollar is still going to be the world dominant money. The deal as far as the money with building weapons and aircraft carriers, I don't know what they're going to build, but the war machine, military-industrial complex. We've been warned about it, but nobody listens. It's just like very few people remember that Trump went to Saudi Arabia, but whatever. That whole deal was just Saudi Arabia saying, you want to keep the petrodollar? You gotta do this. I don't know how they talk, but and he goes, oh, okay. I like Trump, but come on. I mean, there's always more to things than what meets the eye, and that's what the more is. Just to let you know, that's what the more is. So those are my sources. Well, I'm not going to tell you my sources. I never tell anybody my sources, but I will say that that's the reason why. It's the petrodollar. See this money here? Yo, man, yo. Worthless piece of paper. The only reason why this paper even has any power is because we trade the almighty oil to keep things going, the machine going. This was the reason they did the deal. This is the reason they put their hands on the globe. This is the reason why they sold a lot of our data and information into their data system and data banks. This is the reason why you should probably utilize DEF for any of your communications, like via phone and stuff like that, so they can't track you and they can't listen to what you're saying. And this here is the reason they said, yeah, we'll make. Oh, it looks more important if I hold up more 20s. This is why they said, yeah, we'll make your war machine for you. We'll let you go after Iran, the only really competition within the oil world. You haven't really heard much about America pumping oil, have you? I know the pipeline got pushed through, but the pipeline came from where again? Where's the pipeline come from, then go to where? Yeah, Canada. Okay. Anyways, just letting you know, if you care. Who knows? I don't know. But that's why. Anyways, I'm tired. I work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And then I come home to kids and all that other stuff, just like tons of other people do. And so, in closing, and maybe I should just make another video on this topic, but for people that go out there and work hard, and I used to work FedEx a long time ago. A buddy of mine used to own, it's like the largest independent owner of FedEx in the United States. Now we're partners on another company, but anyways, guys at FedEx, they work hard. Everybody works hard. People, they blood, sweat, and tears to provide for their family, to make a good wage, good living. Unfortunately, those in power and those in greed, which is all about this, they try to continue to make it almost impossible for, a single income home to survive, forcing both parents to work, if there's still even both parents in the family, and taking away time that should be focused on family and making it focused on work, which, it is what it is, I guess. No one stood up and said no, and it continues to be that way even to this day. I always tell people, if they really wanted to make things change, if they were working for a company that was doing something wrong, or there was doing something that was just wrong. I don't care what it is. If you're an insider of Monsanto, or you're an insider of some other company, and you know for a fact that they're doing things that are in harm to other people in their lives, that you either stand up and say something and risk getting fired, and or just become a sheep. And my biggest issue in my life, and I understand this, and it's got me in a lot of trouble, is I've always been the kind of person that will stand up, and I've been the person willing to get the brunt, and sometimes that means fired, sometimes that means losing money, sometimes that means having to really believe that God will take care of me, because standing up for what is right is a very hard thing to do. Unfortunately, we live in a world where very few people like to stand up for anything. They can't even stand up for their faith, for crying out loud. It's pathetic. They can't even stand up to support small coffee shops. They've allowed Starbucks to become the dominant. This is my sister's cup. I stole it from her when I was over at her house making coffee, and kind of took it with me and never took it back. Anyways, that was it. Again, to reiterate, the reason why Trump did the deal with Saudi, the reason why he had his hand on the globe, it's all about the money. That was it. So, it's good for us, I guess. It's good for a lot of people. So, we'll see what happens. Everything's in God's hands. Don't ever let anything worry you, even when it's death facing you down, and you can feel the heat of the breath on your face. You look at it, you say, "Get thee behind me." If they want to take your head off, then let them. But put up a fight, So many people I see, and they do these videos, these people getting their heads cut off. It's like they're just like, I don't know. It seems like they've gotten to a point where they've accepted that's going to be the fact and that's what's going to happen. But very few times do I ever see them just fighting to the bitter end, or claiming the blood, but you never know. Maybe that's edited out. Who knows? Malachi signing out. How kids call your parents? Go see a neighbor, repent, and be baptized. Goodbye.